Hello and welcome to Brightsmith's Women in Mobility series. Today I'm joined by the lovely Nillo Christensen, COO of Chargetrip. Over to you, Nillo, if you want to give us a bit of background on who you are, what your history is and how you ended up at Chargetrip.
Thanks, Jen. So I'm Nilofer Christensen, CEO at Chargetrip, which is a company that builds a smart mobility platform for electric cars. I am Australian by identity, Indian by heritage, and I now live in Amsterdam as of the last 6 years. I have 2 young boys who keep me fit. I've sort of been in mobility for most of my career. I stumbled into some cartography and mapping subjects at university by chance. Loved it, and then studied geomatic engineering and went on to work in that, and realized that location technology is really key to everything you do in mobility. And so I just continued along that path, worked in TomTom for many years, and then found myself in the new mobility clean tech space at Chargetrip.
Amazing. Well, I was going to ask you how you got into mobility, but you've done my job for me, so thank you. So going on to the next question is, why do we need more female entrepreneurial voices in mobility?
Yeah, so look, the way I look at it is the technology that we build really reflects on the people who actually build it. So if we want to have equality, diversity, inclusion in the technology we're building, we need to make sure that the people who are building it share those values. And the companies that we're building, the startups that we're part of that are now scaling, we need to be very clear that the companies share those values. The technology we build is inclusive, and that includes women. I mean, women make up more than 50% of the population. But we don't have those same numbers reflected in our companies and in our organizations building these technologies. So I think it's so important to bring that equality and to make sure that the companies we're building actually have the same demographics as the population that we're a part of and the society we're part of. So, yeah.
Amazing. Well, hopefully we will get there in the not distant future.
Fingers
And going back more to the industry and also to Chargetrip, what is it that you love about working there and within the industry generally?
So one really cool thing about working in this space is really there's not much legacy software.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's kind of new, cutting edge. It's a lot of what we do is built on the cloud. And so you're not really trying to migrate from legacy software to new technologies, but really you can move fast and you can adopt new technologies. And in this mobility space, I mean, technology is developing so quickly. And really you have the knowledge, the people to build using the latest technologies. And that's what makes it really exciting. The fact that you can actually adopt new things and move very quickly. And often you're doing things nobody's done before. So often you have a problem you're solving that you can't really Google and find the answer to, but you have to try and discover it from first principles, and it's very exciting.
Amazing. Well, talking of exciting, that was actually my next question, was what exciting opportunities lie ahead, both for you in your career in mobility, but also for Chargetrip?
So for Chargetrip, we are actually, really playing in the new mobility space, and we have a lot of interesting projects coming up in that space. Both automotive, media companies, utility companies. A lot of startups, but also established companies who are now moving into the new mobility and e-mobility space. So it's very exciting to work with small organizations and large organizations who are experimenting in this space. I'm very happy to be part of these larger tech stacks. For me, really, I think I'm very much focused on, how can we build a company that has, a lot more women, a lot more diversity. So when I started at the start of this year, we had about 16% women, and now we have 25, and growing very quickly. But we still have a long way to go in terms of what we want to achieve in terms of equality. We also have a really long way to go in terms of having a diverse workforce and being a role model for that in the startup community. So yeah, all very exciting challenges, and will keep me very busy in the months and years to come.
Amazing. And my last question, and one that I think that's really important, is what would your advice be to either the next generation looking to move into mobility, or people perhaps working in different sectors seeing this as a possibility? How can they make that leap?
So I think one thing to keep in mind is you don't really have to be extremely technical to move into this space. I mean, I think often there's a perception that you need to code to be an engineer, but you don't really. I mean, the mobility space needs designers and product managers. There's a huge shortage of product managers. You know, you need marketing and salespeople, operational people. You know, you need product evangelists, because you can build a really good product with a group of good engineers, but you know, really, you need someone who's going to stand on the rooftops and shout and sell your product, otherwise you're not viable. So you need all kinds of talent. It's important to build your network, because often companies like ours, Chargetrip, we do hire primarily through our networks. So I think it's important to build your networks. And yeah, I mean, be proactive and honestly, be bold. There's so many opportunities within this space that unless you look and be a little bit bold and be proactive, they're going to be hidden. So yeah, reach out. We're always looking for good people.
Amazing. Well, yeah, that rounds it off for today. So thank you very much for being a part of our Women in Mobility series. We look forward to staying in touch and seeing what you do in the future. Yeah, so thanks, Niloo. Take care.
Thanks, Jen. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Cheers.